Hello and welcome to the world of stories. I'm sure you're here for a bedtime story to help you drift into sleep. And so, let's begin. There was once a wicked woman who hated her stepdaughters so much that she pushed the little girl out of the door and told her to go and borrow a needle and thread from Baba Yaga, the bony-legged witch. The girl's stepmother did it when her husband was out at work. So the little girl had no one to turn to, and she was terrified. Baba Yaga had the iron teeth and lived in the middle of the deep, dark forest in a hut which moved about on hands' legs. Nevertheless, the girl dared not obey her cruel stepmother, so off she went into the deep, dark forest. The little girl was soon among tall, prickly trees that whispered all around her, and she quite forgot which way was which. Big tears began to glisten in her eyes. "Do not weep, little girl," came a cheerful voice. The little girl looked up to see that a little nightingale was talking to her. "You're a kind-hearted girl, and I will tell you what I can do to help you. Pick up things that you can come across along the path and make sure you use them wisely." So the little girl set off again, further into the deep, dark forest. As she walked along, she saw a neatly folded handkerchief lying among the pine needles, and she put it in her pocket. A little further on, she took some ribbons that were dangling from the branches. A few steps on, she picked up a little can of oil that lay amongst some rocks. Next, she came across a big, juicy bone, and then a large maple leaf sprinkled with some tasty-looking morsels of meat. And then her pocket was full. It wasn't long before some big iron gates came into view up ahead, and beyond them was Baba Yaga's hut, running about on his hands' legs. The little girl shivered with fear. Suddenly, a howling wind rose up, which sent branches of the trees whipping fiercely around her head. "I'll never get near that horrible hut at this rate," the little girl realized. Ducking the boughs coming at her thick and fast, she thought quickly. She pulled out the ribbons and tied them onto the trees, and as soon as she did so, the wind dropped to a gentle breeze and the branches became still. Then the little girl tried to push open the gates, but a dreadful creaking and groaning tore the air. The girl took the oil can from her pocket and gave the hinges a good oiling. After that, the gate opened without a squeak, and the girl passed through. All of a sudden, a drooling, snarling dog came running at her out of nowhere, barking fit to wake dead. Quick as a flash, the girl grabbed the big juicy bone and threw it to the dog. He forgot his attack immediately and lay down and began to gnaw. Now the girl faced the hut itself, scuttling about on its awful scaly legs, and there on the steps stood Baba Yaga, the Bony-Legged. "Come in, my dear," grinned the witch, showing her iron teeth. "While I'm searching for the needle and thread you want, you can have a nice bath and do my spinning for me." Baba Yaga gripped the girl's arm with her claw-like fingers and pulled her up the steps into the house. "Run her a bath and be quick about it," she screamed at her pale-faced maid before whispering, "Make sure you scrub her well, all ready for eating." Then Baba Yaga, the Bony-Legged, bustled away. The pale-faced maid began to hurry about filling the bath with water, and the little girl saw that she was trembling with fear of Baba Yaga, the Bony-Legged. "I'm sorry for you having to live and work here," the little girl said. "Here, have this handkerchief as a little present to cheer you up." "Oh, thank you," the pale-faced maid sighed, gazing in delight at the lovely embroidery. "I'll use a teacup instead of a jug to fill the path, so you have more time to escape." Then the little girl noticed a skinny black cat in the corner. "You don't look as if you've eaten properly for ages," she said, stroking his teddy fur. "Here, have some scraps of meat." "Oh, thank you," the skinny black cat purred, neatly washing his paws. "I'll do the spinning for you. so you have more time to escape. Now, take this magic towel and comb and run for your life. When you hear Baba Yaga coming, throw each of them behind you, one by one." So, the little girl took the magic towel and comb and began to run for her life through a deep, dark forest, while the cat sat down at a spinning wheel, tangled the wool into a big mess, and hid behind it. It began to spin. Several times, the witch passed the open door of the room and peered in, but when she heard the whir of the spinning wheel and saw the pile of tangled wool, she went away content that the little girl was working hard. But by and by, the witch began to get suspicious that the pile of wool wasn't getting any smaller. "Are you sure you know how to spin properly, little girl?" she screeched. "Yes, thank you," yowled the cat, trying to sound like the little girl, but failing terribly. Then Baba Yaga the Bony-Legged screamed with fury. She rushed into the room and grabbed the cat by the scruff of the neck. "Why did you let the girl escape?" she howled. "You have never given me anything to eat but leftovers," the cat hissed. "That kind-hearted girl gave me tasty morsels of meat." Then Baba Yaga stalked over to the pale-faced maid and slapped her. "Why did you let her escape?" she howled. "You have never given me a single present," the pale-faced maid shouted. "That kind-hearted girl gave me a lovely hanky." Then Baba Yaga stormed outside and threw a stick at the dog. "Why did you let the girl escape?" she howled. "You have never given me a bone," the dog barked. "That kind-hearted girl gave me a big, juicy one to chew on." Then Baba Yaga kicked the iron gates. "Why did you let the girl escape?" she howled. "You have let us get all stiff and rusty," they creaked. "That lovely, kind girl soothed our aching joints with lots of lovely oil." Finally, Baba Yaga punched the birch trees. "Why did you let the girl escape?" she howled. "You have never once decorated our branches," they roared, "but the kind-hearted girl tied beautiful ribbons all over us." Finally, Baba Yaga gnashed her iron teeth and jumped on her broomstick and raced off through the deep, dark forest after the little girl. The little girl heard the swish of the air and knew she was coming and threw down the magic towel. Suddenly, a wide rushing river appeared before Baba Yaga, splashing all over her broomstick and soaking it so badly that it could no longer fly. Spitting and cursing, Baba Yaga had to get off and slowly wade across. Then Baba Yaga was off and running. The little girl heard the pounding of Baba Yaga's footsteps and knew she was coming, and she threw down the magic comb. All at once, a jungle sprang up in front of Baba Yaga, so thick and dense and tangled that Baba Yaga, the Bony-Legged, could do nothing to find her way through. She squawked and gnashed her iron teeth and stormed back to her horrible hut, shouting all the way. The little girl saw her father standing at the door of their house, and she rushed to tell him all about her stepmother's evil plot. Her father pushed the wicked woman out of the door and drove her into the magic jungle, after which she was never seen again. Then the little girl and her father lived happily on their own, and a nightingale came to visit every day. That's it for tonight. Thank you for listening. Have a great night. Please like and subscribe if you like my contents. I shall update daily and continue with my best efforts. Good night.